And we're back. Welcome, YouTube. How y'all doing today? Today we're going to talk a little bit about just some of the stuff I've heard over the week, and that's been kind of making me think and kind of bugging me a little bit. So we're going to kind of get into that. There's just a few little stories that I've come across. Some of you have probably heard some of these. Some of you may not have heard some of them. But anyway, this video is sponsored by y'all, the viewers, the subscribers, all that. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Helps me out, helps the channel, helps me grow, helps us, kind of grow together. Pushing for that 5,000 little milestone. I know that's an anemic amount of subscribers to some of y'all, but, it is what it is. I'm working on it. I'm getting close, and I think it's, for me, I think that's an awesome accomplishment. I broke the 2 million views. Again, teeny tiny little amount compared to some of you. Some of you make that in a day, but I'm proud of myself. So anyway, enough of that. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, the YouTube stuff. Anyway, there was an anti-gun senator arrested for burglary. I forget where she was. I forget what state that was in. I just wrote a couple of little notes on here, but I forgot what state it was. But she was going to some relatives. I think it was her mother-in-law's house or her stepmom's house or something, to go get some stuff that her dad apparently was supposed to be hers or something, and she was going to go get it, and she snuck in through like a window wearing a black hoodie, all black, so that she's like a burglar, like she was actually like burglarizing the place, and she just, and she's an anti-gunner and all that, and maybe not necessarily that matters, but I don't know if I can't remember if she said she had a gun or not, but she went and broke into, it was some relative's house, and I don't know what I don't know what she was after. She was just after some stuff that, she thought belonged to her, and she broke in, and instead of doing it the right way, she snuck through a window, and, wearing all black and all, these anti-gunners, they're not perfect either. Next one was down in Haiti. I'm sure y'all have been kind of keeping track with what's been going on in Haiti, but they went from being fairly stable, a fairly stable little island, but now they've gone to an acute, what they calling it, to acute food scarcity. And that was just in just like a few months. They went from being fairly stable, not like super stable, but fairly stable, to being able to like having acute food scarcity. And now there's civil unrest, there's protesting, there's riots, there's stuff like that going on. I guess it's peaceful protesting. I don't know what they call it there, but here it would just be called mostly peaceful protesting. But it just goes to show you how quick, and that's a small little country, little island, but it just kind of goes to show you how quick things can go bad. Just a few months, we can go from having food to, and we saw that with COVID. We saw how that kind of worked out with that. How we went from having everything we needed to not having anything. So make sure you're prepared, make sure you're ready, make sure you're stocking up on stuff just in case, and then if nothing happens, but at least you've got it. And, and 5 months may not be enough, I mean, it was just a few months. I think it was 5 months. 5 months ago, they were fairly decent, and now they took a little downturn. So make sure you're prepared, make sure you're ready. Regardless, and don't go where the trouble is. Don't go to Haiti. Plain and simple, don't go there. And another thing that kind of goes along with that is the springtime's coming. It's getting nicer weather outside. You're going to start seeing a lot more of these peaceful protesting around our country, around our bigger cities. The closer it gets to November, the election, we're going to see a lot of that kind of starting to ramp up a little bit. We've already kind of seen a little bit of it with this Free Palestine stuff, closing down freeways, and so we're going to see a little bit more of it here now that the weather's getting a little nicer, and now it's getting a little closer to the election. So again, don't be where the problem is. Don't be out there. Don't be out and about. I'm not saying don't go have fun with your friends and family. Just don't be hanging out in crowds, and don't be there because it's don't go out to the downtown wherever, Chicago, Detroit, wherever. Don't go downtown in these places at night when this is going on, because bad things are going to happen. And if you do, make sure you're packing heat and make sure you're going down there for the right reason, to try and protest against it rather than joining in the fun. And so just beware. It's happening. It's going to start. Election time's coming up. And if you've seen my videos, you know my thoughts on the election. I think it doesn't matter what's going to happen. It doesn't matter what the election happens. It doesn't matter who wins. If Trump wins, we're going to get a lot of protesting. We're going to get a lot of the peaceful protesting, violence, looting, stuff like that. If Biden wins, it's just going to keep going in the same hole. We're going to start probably enter into World War III / Civil War. We're going to enter that. We're kind of already are. And if it happens before the election, they may say, well, we can't have an election. And that's going to be hell too. It's going to be bad regardless what happens. So just be prepared, watch out. And there's another one. Okay, there was a New York judge that said the 2A is not allowed in my courtroom or something like that. I don't remember the exact quote, but the Second Amendment, don't talk about the Second Amendment in my courtroom. It is not, I can't remember the exact quote, but basically she's saying that her courtroom is above the Constitution. Her courtroom takes precedence over the Constitution of the United States. This little courtroom in New York, there was something about, and I forget what it was, but it was about building a gun. The guy was building a gun for his own use. He was building his own, and when they said it's okay with the Second Amendment, she don't talk about the Second Amendment in my courtroom. It's not valid or whatever. And these people they think that they can just do whatever they want, regardless, just because they're a judge, just because they're police officers, just because. Some of the bad ones. I'm not saying they're all that way, but just some of these anti-gunners are gonna, especially when they have any kind of authority or power, they take it to the extreme and they think they're above it. And I think she needs to be relieved of duty because of that, because of talking like that. You're not above the Constitution. And until it gets changed, whether it does or not, until it does, you're not above it. If they ever do eradicate the Second Amendment, until then, it's there, it exists, and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't care if you're a judge. I don't care if it's in your courtroom. Second Amendment is the Second Amendment. The First Amendment's the First Amendment. Last thing I wanted to talk quick about was there was a man in I don't know why. If they were going on vacation down into the Caribbean, I forget which island it was. I forget the name of it, but down in one of the Caribbean islands, and when they were coming home, I think it was coming home or whichever, he had some. He was hunting previous, and he had like 4 hunting rounds, bullets, 4 bullets in his luggage, and they searched his luggage and found him, and they put him in jail, and he's now at risk of 12 years in jail. I think they've released him, but I don't know. He's I don't know if they've released him or not, but 12 years in jail for having 4 bullets, 4 hunting bullets. Not even a gun to shoot him in, not in a magazine, not in just 4 bullets in your luggage that you left in there from your hunting trip. Don't go to these type of places, people. If you can't take your gun, don't go. I mean, that's just my advice. You do you, but if you can't take your gun with you, your best bet would be just stay away, because it's not gonna, you know, this world's getting crazy, and it's not gonna get any better. Not anytime soon. So, a little quick one today. Just wanted to talk about a few things, my thoughts on them. You know, stay strapped, stay protected, stay aware. You know, stay aware of your surroundings, wherever you're at. Find a way out. Find a way. You know, find your retreat. You know, if you're in a place with a lot of people, know your way out. You know, okay, if something happens, that's where we're going. And have your people that you're with kind of on the same page, so that, okay, if something happens, we're going this way. And then if something happens over there on the way, we're going to head off this way and come around. Or, you know, have your escape plan, regardless where you're at. Even if you're just standing in line at the fast food joint to get a burger. You know your way out if something happens. You know, have a plan. Okay, if something happens, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to jump over there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a quick little plan. Just plan it out real quick in your brain. What's going to happen, because it's only going to get worse. The closer we get to the election, and even after, depending on what happens, it's only going to get worse. So anyway, that's the video. Appreciate you watching. Do the YouTube stuff. Subscribe, like, share, comment. You know the drill. Appreciate y'all. Love you. And I'll see you in the next one.